Hey everyone, welcome to Hammerhead Hobbies. In this episode, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this Fokker G-1 by MPM. Alright, welcome back. What I have here is a Fokker G-1 by MPM. It's in 1:72 scale. The model number is 72034. And this particular model was made in 1997. Okay, this is one of those side open boxes which I don't like so much. And then taking it out again, I always look for spare parts that have fallen off, but this one looks like it's in the bag. Okay, so let's start off with the instructions. They give you a sprue numbering sheet here, which is great. I love the sprue number sheet. I can look on this sheet so I know where they are on the sprues, and they give you a Humbrol color code guide here. Moving over, they give you, there's a lot of detail on one page. This is the interior detail, give you a nice side profile, general placement. You got to be really careful with these. I would always dry fit it prior to installing it. Dry fit it, make sure it fits, make sure that's the proper position, and then glue it on. But it looks like it does give you a lot of detail in the interior. And then moving on to the other area, some pretty good placement. It gives you a front end, shows you how the wheels should look. Okay, and again over here, same thing, just general placements again. You gotta again be very careful of where you're putting this. And your different paint scheme here for the Fokker G1, the black underneath and the camo on top. Or you can do this version here, the winter one. Okay, moving on to the bag, which is still sealed. I got some scissors here. Open. Let's go over to the decals. They give you some decals for an instrument panel, and they look a little bit transparent. I'm not going to take this out of the bag. So they give you instrument panels and side panels, so that's pretty good there. If I flip it over, this kit comes with photo etch pieces. So I can see some seat belts there, and that's the ones that were in the instructions. Okay, and again, I can see an instrument panel. I'm not sure what these pieces are just of yet, but there's lots of detail. This looks like from the wheels. So there's some good photo etch pieces in this. We'll head over to the actual decal. So you got your Czechoslovakian and your German, depending on which one you want to do. And there's good color. The black is black. You know, there's good color in these. There's pretty good accuracy in it. There's not a very lot of detailed pieces, mostly just those big pieces, but it's a bonus that you get the photo etch and this piece here for the instrument panels. Moving on to the sprues. I'm going to start off with this, the main wing, and these pieces here, which are the engines, where the engines go. There's not really a lot of detail on that. These pieces look like they are recessed lines, but there is not really a lot of detail on the wing at all, lower or upper. I mean, I can see the ailerons, the flaps over there, but that is about it. It's pretty smooth. And then same with these pieces, you just have the ribs and the rudders. You know, looking on the inside of the wheel wells, there's nothing, no detail whatsoever. So these are very smooth. There's a bit of flash on them that you'd have to sand. They're not very crisp, not great on that end of it. Like compared to the decals, this is, you know, a little bit subpar. Moving on to this sprue here, which has the engines. It pretty well has most of the other pieces on here. The propeller, it's very basic shape. It's got lots of flash on it. You'd have to file off. The engines, they have good detail, but not very crisp. They're kind of just, you know, molded in there. Looking at the wheels here, again, you got flash. It's not crisp. I know they have the photo etch pieces that go in there to make it look nice, but you know, not very nice at all. The cowling, engine cowlings, you know, there's a little bit of detail in them, you know, better than the rest of the plane, so that's pretty good. You're looking at the wheel struts, you know, they got to be sanded or filed or something. I mean, there's a lot of little flash on them, little pieces like ridges that you can see. That's the, you know, horizontal stabilizer. We'll flip this over. The rear wheel, again, it's one piece. It's not crisp. You can see that it's mushy. It looks very dull or mushy. And again, a lot of little stuff that's got to be filed and sanded. So there's going to be a lot of prep work before even putting the parts together to get this going. And it's, like I said, all over the sprues here, both pieces. All right, let's move over to the fuselage. So they do give you fuselage, which is nice. Okay, so it's pretty clear, you know, where the windows are. If I take a look at the decal sheet here, which I usually do, I can show you that, you know, where the windows are, it's pretty clear. So you won't really be able to see much of the interior because most of this part is painted. You know, you won't really see a lot. And this is, I think, another half of the fuselage. I'm not sure where that goes underneath. I have to take a look at the instructions. But it's got a few windows. Okay, so this looks like the back piece. And this goes underneath. It's got a few windows, but most of this gets painted. Yeah, this does look the whole fuselage area. So this is where the pilots sit in here. They made it gray. And, you know, they cleared up some of the windows, the back windows and stuff like that. And again, you won't be able to see much in it, but where the windows are clear, it's, you know, a little wavy, but mostly clear. You'd have to do a very nice, you know, tape job on the windows or whatever to make them look good, because the rest of it gets painted. You know, so that's the Fokker G-1 by MPM. Again, it's a 1997 model. I was expecting a little better quality on the, you know, just on the sprues. There is a lot of flash. There is a lot of, you know, little pieces you have to sand. I expect it to be a lot crisper, but I'm not familiar with too many MPM models. So it is what it is. So stick around, I'll give you my pros and cons list and a quick summary about what I think of this model. Now for the pros and cons. Pros. Photo etched parts are included. Decals are in great shape. There is good interior detail. And this could be a quick build for more experienced builders. Cons. Instructions could have better placement detail. There are not a lot of decals. There's not enough exterior detail. And there is flash and rough edges throughout all the sprue pieces. Overall, this is a nice kit, but there will be a lot of work to sand each piece. This kit could use the detail from the interior, which is barely visible, and use it towards the exterior of the plane. I would recommend this kit for intermediate to advanced builders. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you enjoyed the build.